So on behalf of the Pauline fathers and brothers here at the monastery, and on behalf of the Dominican fathers at St. Dominic's, I wish all of you a blessed Sunday, the 14th Sunday in Ordinary Time. My name is Father Greg Maturi. I'm the pastor at St. Dominic's Church in Youngstown. And it's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be able to celebrate the Eucharist with you here at the monastery in Canfield. A week ago, a little over a week, on Thursday, June 28th, the Supreme Court of the United States held up as constitutional the individual mandate of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, an act of Congress also known colloquially as Obamacare. Obamacare's individual mandate that was discussed in the Supreme Court case requires Americans to buy health insurance or pay a penalty. In a recent letter to his pastors in the Diocese of Youngstown, Bishop George Murray stated that such a penalty could cost a parish with a school as much as $120,000 a year. Thus, the case held great importance for the Catholic Church, at least from a financial point of view. The plaintiffs in this Supreme Court case challenged the constitutionality of the individual mandate as congressional overreach under Congress's power to regulate interstate commerce. The Commerce Clause of the United States Constitution, they claimed, does not give the government authority to command citizens to purchase a particular product. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, who wrote the majority opinion of the court for this case, agreed that the individual mandate would not be a valid exercise of Congress under the Commerce Clause of the United States Constitution. However, Chief Justice John Roberts upheld the constitutionality of the individual mandate because, he claims, the financial penalty for not obtaining health insurance may reasonably be characterized as a tax, and Congress has the power to levy taxes. Fortunately, this case, though it, as I said, it affects the Catholic Church because of the penalty, the case did not consider abortion and religious freedom. However, fortunately, the ruling did imply that the Supreme Court may, in a future case, strike down the individual mandate as unconstitutional if it violates religious freedom. A mandate, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote, a mandate to purchase a particular product would be unconstitutional if it interfered with the free exercise of religion. The recent, and you've all heard of this, the recent Fortnight for Freedom that the U.S. bishops and our bishop, Bishop Murray, held, it ended on July 4th. The Fortnight for Freedom marked a special time, 2 weeks, a fortnight, a special time of prayer and sacrifice that God's wisdom would guide the thinking of our elected officials, in particular with regards to health care. Currently, Obamacare, which is properly called the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, does not follow God's wisdom in its current form. For example, Obamacare channels funds for abortion and infringes on religious freedom in multiple ways, despite President Obama's claims to the contrary. Obamacare, for example, requires Americans to pay an abortion premium that directly and exclusively covers abortion, even if it violates their religious and moral beliefs. Now, while 16 states have passed legislation to opt out of abortion coverage, 34 states have not. There's another element to this case. It's called the Hyde Amendment. The Hyde Amendment is legislation that governs federal funding with regards to abortion. It's named Hyde Amendment after Congressman Henry Hyde. And the Hyde Amendment prohibits the use of federal funds for abortion and abortion coverage, except in cases of rape, incest, or to save the life of the mother. However, the Hyde Amendment does not apply to Obamacare, and any references to the Hyde Amendment are misleading. Furthermore, under Obamacare, federally subsidized health plans may use federal funds to cover abortions. Obamacare also requires coverage for preventative care, which, according to the Department of Health and Human Service mandate, includes abortion-inducing drugs such as Ella, the morning after pill, and Plan B. It includes contraception and sterilization. Under the Health and Human Services mandate, religious employers such as Catholic dioceses, Catholic hospitals, Catholic charities, Catholic schools, Catholic universities, and other Catholic organizations are required to provide coverage for and facilitate the use of abortion drugs, contraception, and sterilization in violation of our religious beliefs and moral convictions. So as it stands right now, Obamacare is not acceptable to the Catholic Church, as stated clearly by the bishops of the United States and our own Bishop, George Murray. What do we need to do? What can we do? Well, we need to pray. The bishops have asked us to pray, each and every one of us, to pray that Obamacare does not remain law in its present state. Unfortunately, the Obama administration remains firm to ensure that it does. As with the Israelites in today's first reading, the administration remains obstinate and hard of heart, and reasoned argumentation has not dissuaded them. So we need to pray, because prayer changes things. Prayer can change hearts. It can change thinking. Our faith teaches us that prayer can work miracles. We need to pray. We need to pray. We need to do as today's psalmist says, keep our eyes fixed on the Lord in prayer. Only through prayer may we have hope that God's wisdom, which is revealed in Christ, and so is Christ's wisdom, will guide the thinking of our elected officials.